Hey gardeners, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about all about the proper way on how to separate your banana pups from their mother plants. Now, I have a whole bunch of dozens of varieties of bananas here in my garden, in which the majority of them have already started sending out banana pups, and some of them are already currently fruiting. There could be multiple reasons why you could be separating these pups from your mother plant. It could be for potting them up and giving them away to a friend, or selling them, or planting them in a different area in your garden. Now, separating banana pups from their mothers can be a little bit tricky due to the fact that they're connected at the base. The banana pups actually emerge from the mother's corm or the base underground, and then they shoot upwards. And so when it comes down to harvesting the banana pups or separating them, you have to disconnect them from the mother plant, and which some people, I have done it before, where we cut it or we disconnect it and we don't take roots at all. If not, we just disconnect the plant and it just comes out as just the shoot with no roots and nothing. So you want to make sure when you harvest these banana pups, you harvest them with roots, that the gash isn't so bad where it will not grow or heal over. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys a full guide on how to properly harvest your pups. When should you harvest them? When it's too late to harvest them? Everything you should know by the end of this video. So right behind me is one of the banana plants that I have, in which it has multiplied very well for me. And as you can see at the base, it's starting to produce some banana pups. So right here is another banana pup. However, this one is too old to be harvested. As you can see, it already reached a certain altitude, and when you look at the base of the banana pup, it is way too thick. Especially this variety that is a slow grower, it's best that you keep the pups in the plant so then you can assure yourself you'll have a constant yield of fruit. Currently, the mother's actually setting fruit, so I'm gonna leave this banana pup here so I can make sure that once the mother dies and we cut it back, this one could take its place. The example of one that is too young is this one right here. It hasn't even developed any leaves yet, and it has just started emerging from the mother plant. So I'd recommend leaving this one a little bit longer until it reaches a little bit of a more bigger height, as well as it starts developing a bit more leaves. So since this one right here is the one we'll be harvesting, let me go ahead and jump straight into how you should harvest it. So first things first is I want to make sure we have a clear view of the base of the banana plant, so we make sure that we don't cut too deep and cut the roots off. So first things first is I'd recommend scooting away the dirt or a little bit of dirt in between the banana pup and the mother. So I already feel the base of the banana pup and the mother banana. So right here, as I feel I can't no longer dig, and I feel the connection between them. So the cut we'll do is right here. And so when it comes down to the cut, you want to make sure when you use your shovel, you don't cut at an angle. Because if you cut at an angle like this, you will most likely slice the banana pup in half in a diagonal line, and it will no longer be viable because you cut it off without any roots. So try your best to cut it straight. If you try to cut it diagonally, I'd prefer it being towards the banana, the mother banana, so then you don't risk cutting any roots off or chopping the pup in half. But I would always recommend trying to cut straight down. So I have my shovel. So best way to go, as close as to the mother as possible, and then just see how you hear that crunch? That's cutting the connection between the mother and the pup. So then I just slowly by slowly put a little bit of pressure each and every time, making sure you don't risk cutting the banana pup in half. I would recommend not rushing it, because if you rush it, you may end up cutting the banana pup in half. So once you start feeling the banana pup that has been dislocated from the mother plant and start coming up slowly, then that's when I'd recommend start digging around the banana pup and start pushing it upwards. Like that. So now that you harvested your banana pups, so I want to go ahead and take a closer look and show you guys how we did it. So here is actually the gash in which we cut the banana plant from the mother. And so as you can see, this is a straight cut, not a diagonal cut. Because if you were to cut diagonally, you may have cut this off and you might have lost all the root system or the base of the banana plant. The most important part of the banana is this part right here, as this is what stores the energy. This is what keeps the plant alive. This is, technically speaking, the brains to the whole plant system. So if you cut it off, it's practically just a banana shoot. So we have a clean cut here, straight, and better enough, we have some roots that have developed already, in which we took those up with the banana pup. So let's go ahead and pot this baby up. Let me show you the type of container you should use. Let me show you the medium you should use, as well as, after we pot it up, a care guide afterwards. So here I have my container. This is a 5-gallon container. You want to make sure you use a container that's big enough for your pup. So based on the size of your pup will determine the size of your container. I would always recommend going 3 gallons and above, as that is what does best for banana pups, as they need a lot of space to grow. So here I have regular soil, and so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of stuff to it. So I'm going to add a little bit of perlite to help with aeration. And then I'll be adding a little bit of peat moss to help retain some moisture in the soil. Then with that, you're gonna mix. Start making a hole in the center and where our banana pup will be settled in. Then grab your banana pup and slide it right in there. You can adjust the roots a little bit to fit it. If your hole is too small and your roots are too compacted, I would recommend making it a little bit bigger or get a bigger container. Then top dress. Make sure you press down a little bit. Do a little shimmy shimmy tap tap. And there you have it, a potted banana pup. Now that you have harvested and now planted your banana pup, it's time to talk about how you should care for it, because banana pups at this time are their most vulnerable plants right now. They're at their most vulnerable stage. And the reason why they're most vulnerable right now is because they have a huge wound that's open. And 2, when you uplift the plant, of course, some roots may be cut off in the process. So it needs a little bit of time, a little bit of care for it to actually regrow and rebound from all that. Now, banana plants are actually very hardy. They're very easy to grow, and they tend to grow very quickly. However, that should not mean to just leave the pup alone and ignore it, because it will die. So coming in number 1 is you should place your banana pup in a partial sunny area. Because if you plant the banana pup in full direct sun, it might completely char your banana pup, as once again it is too vulnerable and it won't be able to sustain the type of sun as regularly. Number 2 is their watering. Right now, banana pups need as much water as you could give them, because they need some water to hydrate, as bananas are built up of lots of water, as well as they need the water to start regrowing their roots, make sure that there's no air pockets in the soil. So you want to make sure you have a set watering schedule. I would recommend watering once every day. I would recommend either in the morning or late at night, because if you water straight in the afternoon, especially with our Florida sun, you might burn the roots. If your hose has been heated up in the sun, you might burn the roots if you pour boiling hot water into the roots. Number 3 is their feed. Now, the reason why I didn't add any type of starter feed to the soil is because that could end up burning the wound that's open. Now, I would hold off on feeding and mix until the wound has completely healed over and the plant is starting to grow and you can see some visual signs of improvement. If you don't see any of signs of improvement, hold off on feeding, as you don't want to burn the plant. Now, 4 is to have a vigilant eye. Bananas don't have any common pests or diseases, but just have a vigilant eye just in case, making sure that your plant is being well cared for and well maintained. So leave me in the comments down below, what's your favorite banana variety to grow? What's your experience with bananas? And any fun facts you would like to give. Make sure to leave a like underneath this video if you found this video informative, and make sure to subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you all so much for watching this video. May God bless you and your entire family, and never forget to grow big, ultimate gardeners. Bye everyone.